Hello and welcome to another episode of Stacked. Today I actually didn't know what to do, but I wanted to do a Stacked. So, since I've moved, I've had all my pedals in hand and I thought, well, would be fun to combine every Boss pedal with the metal in its name. Except the hyper metal. Because hyper it just reminds me of Hyper Hyper, which is a famous song from a famous German rave techno band. I really don't want to use it in this particular setup. But I thought, let's combine all the other pedals that I actually own. So here's my signal chain, and I haven't used this guitar in a long while. It was down in the basement, locked away, and I finally revived it. Strings are still old, it's not as in good shape as it could be, but I still love it. It plays awesome. Maybe the strings are a bit dull, I don't care. It's my original Ibanez Universe Multicolor. And this has the DiMarzio Blaze pickups, and this goes straight into my pedal chain, which is of course the Boss Heavy Metal. This goes into the Boss Metal Core, and this goes into the Boss Metal Zone. From there I go directly into my interface. I've loaded Nadir and I chose Jens Bogren IR yet again, and I opted for the I opted for the Gates of Hell, because why not? So I try to set up the Metal Zone as a preamp as clean as possible. The Metal Core will act as my distortion, add a nice amount of gain, maybe shape it a bit with a 2-band EQ, and then when I have a sound with those two pedals, I'll add the chainsaw. Oh, by the way, this is one of my HM-2s made in Taiwan, so it's not the Japanese one, because they deserve some love, don't they? Okay, so without further ado, here's my clean sound. And now I'll dial in as clean as possible sound with the Metal Zone. When it doesn't make any fun to play, it's a good sign that you've got a clean sound. Just kidding. So now I'll activate the Metal Core, maybe tweak a little bit. So when we combine the Metal Core and the Metal Zone, especially when we activate the Metal Core, it gets this huge amount of bass and it gets kind of flat. I really had to adjust the highs on the Metal Zone but I think this sound is okay. It still hasn't too much gain because apparently you guys laugh if the sound doesn't have as much gain as I like to have, and I totally get you. In the mix it drowns when it has too much gain, but I don't have a mix yet, I just play for my own and it's just so much fun to play with lots of gain. But anyways, I try to make you happy, and so less gain. Okay, so I don't really quite like the sound, but I think it's okay. I hope it's okay when I activate the HM-2 to get a nice chainsaw. If not, I will of course adjust the ports until I like the sound. So the good thing is that it works. It's a sound. It reminds me of a chainsaw, but it's still too flabby, and I think it's not good. Well, I don't think that I'll get any closer to a sound that I like with the metal core. However, I'll try it one more time and maybe it works, and when it doesn't work, I'll just deactivate it and simply go with Metal Zone and Heavy Metal. Let's find out! know if I like this sound, and don't know if it's the IR or if it's the guitar. Maybe the bass pickups don't sound as good with the HM-2 as my bare knuckle pickups that I usually use on my Black Hat guitars. Don't know yet. But I think the metalcore adds a modern touch to the sound, you might say. Hence the name metalcore. But I personally think you don't need any metalcore if you want to do old school Swedish death metal. That's quite a pun, isn't it? I mean, it was bad how I brought it to you guys, but in the essence, it's a good pun. Just have to write it down, maybe, or so. Don't know. Not a comedian. Not even a musician. Just a guy with long hair who happens to have some pedals. Okay, I don't think I can go any further with this. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Do you also didn't like the sound? Did you like the sound? What would you improve? Do you want to see a follow-up video with some slight variations in gear? Just let me know. Have you used this particular 3-pedal setup? Write it down in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.